embrace minimalism, it can feel really good. You're taking action, finally discarding items that have been bothering you for so long, organizing everything else. It's a great feeling. But there are also a few pitfalls. You can reach a point where you actually lose sight of the bigger picture. By removing excess and distractions, minimalism allows you to create space for what's truly important. Decluttering is not the end goal. So in this video, I want to share 3 things I think you should know about decluttering. They are especially helpful if you're new to minimalism. But even if you're a seasoned minimalist, you will get some real value out of this. So let's get started. When you declutter too fast, you may regret it later. Decluttering is an important part of the minimalist lifestyle. It helps us to simplify things and to focus on what we truly want. Finally discarding items that have been stockpiling in a corner, gathering dust, is liberating. However, not all things are created equal. Some items hold sentimental value. Other items may actually be more important in the future than you may think now. Another thing to take into account is your emotional state. If you are grieving over a loss, whether you're mourning a family death or the end of a relationship, to some it can be tempting to discard all the stuff that reminds you of this person. I'm by no means advocating that you should keep it all, especially if you have to sift through a garage full of stuff left behind by a hoarder. But it's good to take your time when you know you're going through intense emotions. What I suggest is differentiate between things that are a definite no and need to go, and things that you're not 100% sure of yet. These are items that if you let go of them now, you might find yourself regretting that decision later. So put those items in a separate box and label them something like revisit later. Now, this is not an excuse to keep them around just because you're not making the final call yet, so store them away, so you can get a sense of what it will be like if you truly let go of them. And then make a commitment to open that box a month from now and make the decision, keep or discard. It can withhold you from acquiring something of real value. In other videos, and I will link to one up here, I've talked about how minimalism instilled a sense of calm in me and gave me mental clarity. You may experience something similar. If you've lived with a lot of stuff for years, finally having a decluttered, organized living space can be a great feeling. Something you may want to protect at all costs. However, the initial high can be such that it can turn into a bit of an obsession, and it can withhold you from spending money on something that might really add value to your life, or that you really need. Minimalism is not just about getting rid of stuff. Things are not evil. Decluttering is only a means to an end. The bigger goal is to be more intentional, to take control of your life and have more time and space for what's most essential to you. A decluttered space may make you want to shop. Now, this is the opposite of what I just talked about. If you feel the itch to go shopping, to fill up all that empty space at home, you may want to rethink why you were drawn to minimalism in the first place. If getting rid of stuff is just an excuse to buy new stuff, you'll be back where you were in no time. Minimalism is not a quick fix. If you want minimalism to have a real impact in your life and one that lasts, you need to have a strong why. What was it that drew you to minimalism originally? Was it a desire for a simpler life? Were you feeling overwhelmed by all the stuff you owned? Whatever it was, if you have trouble resisting the urge to buy a bunch of new things, I encourage you to get a pen and a piece of paper, write down your original reasons for wanting to become a minimalist. If you're looking for inspiration, check out my video Minimalism for Beginners, which I will link to up here, and feel free to do some research of your own to learn why other people embraced minimalism. For many people, their original reason for adopting minimalism serves as a North Star on their minimalist journey. It's not that they never buy anything anymore, but they are more intentional with each purchase that they make. So those are 3 things about decluttering that are good to be aware of. I hope you got some value out of this video. I'm still very much a beginner on the minimalist path myself, so we're learning together here. Have a great day, and I hope to see you soon.